part 1 of how to play the game. Woohoo! We'll go over part 2 now. So going into part 2 is basically, we're just going to play we'll play another single player custom game, but we'll play 2 different decks, like play against one and play with one, or we could even go, yeah, we'll go 2-headed giant this time. Play with an AI teammate. I'm just going over it, the game basically, so this is pretty good. I don't like the dragon deck that much at all, really. I will go with Massive Dimir, which is essentially you want to keep making them discard and stuff like that, and you work around making it so they can't keep drawing new cards. They have to keep drawing the same cards over and over again, which is really weird. It's like you have to make them put a card on top of their deck from their hand, so the next turn they don't actually get to draw anything new. They have to, so they're screwed basically, because they have to keep drawing the same stuff until they like have no hand left, because they keep playing only what they have in their hand, and then they have to keep top decking, which is really bad because you want a lot of draw power in the game, and the more you can draw, the faster you can get all the creatures you want to, and you have like different things you can do to each creature, and pretty much you have counters for everything you want, which is really good. I'm gonna go Sliver because I think it's fun. We'll go against Burn, maybe? I don't know. Dragon deck, and let's see. Yeah, we'll go Burn. Okay, so basically, point of Sliver is to get a bunch of creatures out that are like this. Use Sliver. Sliver creatures you control get. So basically, this is another deck kind of like zombies in the sense that it, what? What? Hey there, the man. Sliver is basically a deck I do not understand. Oh, well, I just did part 1 and then I'll go, but I'm confused. So basically, this kind of like zombies in the sense that you want a bunch of slivers and they all power each other up, but like every single sliver gives the other slivers something else. So this guy gives them 0-1 because he's steel form, so get it? He's supposed to be defensive. Then this one is a Megantic sliver who gives them every other sliver +3/+3. So just to have both of these on the field, every sliver, including these 2 slivers, get +3/+4 because +3/+3 and then +0/+1. So it's really good. I don't want to start with this hand though. That was really risky and I really fucked myself over. Let me draw again. Oh my god, I'm screwed now. Oh well. So basically, this one is really good. Gives him 2-0, but he kind of costs a lot. He's pretty strong on his own though. This one's really good in an early game one. So like, let's look at this guy's hand now. Basically what he does is, top card of his, enters battlefield. Target opponent puts a card from his or her hand on top of their library. So if he used to do that, I will play this. I can't play anything. This is a 3-color deck, as you can see. It's green, white, red. See, he's like making them discard cards, and then he's gonna make them put cards on their deck and stuff, and it gets really irritating for them. It's not really the only thing he does. I mean, he keeps drawing cards himself, and like more cards on top of the library. But he essentially wait, what? Okay, that's a lot of casting. Holy, that costs 6 just to do that? That's not that good. Whoa. Basically, Burn's job is to not use a lot of creatures, mostly use ones with haste, like this guy gives haste, and then use a lot of creatures that actually just, like, flat out kill things. Or, not a lot of creatures, a lot of spells that just, like, do damage. And this one, his goal is to get a lot of goblin tokens and stuff like that, and then put a dragon out that basically eats them all, and gets buffed because of it. That's essentially what it does. I'm really land screwed though. I don't even have green land. If I had a green land, I could play him. I could be getting more land out of my deck. Like, for me right now, like, I can't do very much other than this, which is exile to a creature, and then they get to draw land for it. But I don't want to give anyone that because I don't really care about these creatures. If they play, I'll save it for when this guy plays a really big dragon, eats all of his other things, and then I get rid of his dragon, and then he has nothing left. That's what I'm gonna do. Dragon deck is okay. I don't think it's that strong in this, but I know that there are some that are strong. Her deck isn't gonna be properly made, I guess, because she's an AI. But essentially, like, these are good to have because they cost 3 for flying haste, which essentially means flying. You can't attack that. I'll get rid of that, actually. Flying basically means you can't block it unless you have flying as well, or if you have reach, which basically means you're not flying, but you can at least hit flying things, which most spiders have in green decks, if you have spiders. This guy is basically oh great, more dragon fodder. He basically used this, made them discard another card, and now used it to block because it doesn't actually do much. It's not useful for anything. I'm fucked. I can't do anything. I got rid of his flying thing. Also, it does, whenever you deal damage and you're supposed to be, you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. That's why I wanted to discard it. I wanted to exile it, because that doesn't go into your graveyard. That goes into your exiled thing, which essentially isn't one of these 3. This is your deck, hand, and graveyard. It goes into an exiled thing, which basically you can no longer get anything back from exile. But, like, he would have been able to get him back when he played something otherwise. I'm fucked. I will probably have a rematch after this because I can't do anything. And this isn't what the deck normally does. It's just, this happens to every deck in Magic, is if you don't draw a land and you get lowered and lower cards, you're fucked. I did draw a land, but I still need green. If I had green land, I would be fine. So I'm going to play this. Basically, sliver creatures you control get 0/1, including this one. So, yes, I'm probably going to lose. This guy should be, he should be playing that. He should keep making the same person he's been, He'll make sure that guy discards a card, or girl, I guess. Now he's down to 2 in his hand, which is really good, because that means she has a lot less options. He did this. Basically, if you pay 2, you can get more land. Rather than actually playing the creature, you can discard it from your hand to pay by paying 2, and you get like a couple swamp. And then same with mountain cycling. You can do it with mountains. Mountains are the red ones. Swamp are the black. Forest are green. Blue is islands, randomly, which I guess that's okay. And then mountains are red. I think island sounds kind of weird, though. I don't know what I'd name it instead, though, because what are you going to name it, water or wind? We're going to take that 5 damage, because I can't afford to block that. He should be blocking that, but I can't tell this AI to block it. That 2/2 is worthless. There's no point in having it. He should use it to block and save us 5 damage, but he didn't. Okay, so he's playing a worm. I guess that's not a dragon, but normally it's a dragon that he has. He's going to devour all 3 of these things, which is devour 1. So he gets 1/1 for each one he devours. That's going to be an 8/8. Or he didn't devour anything. Okay. I guess he just wanted to play 5/5 for free then. It's fine by me, and I'm fucked. Yeah. See, there's nothing I can do at all. So I can restart this. I guess I'll restart it now, because there's no point in me pulling this one out if I haven't drawn any land. So go through it again. This is normally not what happens for Sliver, for the record. This is a million times better hand. It doesn't look like it because we only have 2 white land, but this basically lets you search for another land. I say next turn you get a green. Yeah, I wish, but oh well. It doesn't matter. So basically, I have a lot of cheaper casting cost things. Everything I have costs 3 or less, which is really good. He plays his thing, which is still just fodder. When it dies, you get to put a 1/1 green token on the battlefield. He plays that, which is just another goblin, but in 2013 there was a goblins deck. The goblins deck is actually really good, but there's a lot of goblins in like these decks. Oh my god, all the white land. So I need to get a red land as quick as possible, or even a green land if I wanted to play weird, which I do. I'm gonna play a green land. If I wanted to, I could have gotten this guy out next turn, which is like the best card in the deck. It's only a 1/1, but it gives everybody every sliver you have first strike, which is really strong. But instead, I'm going to play a white land next turn. I'm going to use this to go search for a red land, and then I'll get a red land, and then I'll be able to play like both of these 2 next turn. So this guy will come in 2/2. This guy will be a 2/2 as well, because they'll both be 2/2 because of this guy, and they'll both have first strike because of the other one. So essentially, slivers, they're all like not OP, but then you get a bunch of creatures that like work together to make everybody OP. So it's like every single creature you have should be valuable in some way, and then eventually they all get out of hand because they all get like first strike, double strike, which essentially means you deal double the damage of what you have. You like, in theory, I guess there's a little more mechanics to it, but still, they all get like buffed with numbers, and they get a lot. So yeah, I'm going to use that. I'm going to get a red land. I couldn't care what they're doing pretty much any less, because, like, what is this going to do? Oh, you're going to give people haste? Not a big deal. We have 28 life left. We're fine. You get 30 life in Two-Headed Giant. This thing, basically, when it dies, it gets to deal 1 damage to a thing, so if it blocks and then dies, and then you can hit it, basically, because that already did 1 damage for blocking and dying, then you can deal 1 more damage when it dies to the same creature, so you can actually deal 2 damage. Double strike on a 90-90. I've actually had a 999-999 champion. Like 999, 999 in the last game, because it just keeps doubling every turn. Only once. It hit max, so that was the max number it could hit for some reason. So then they get a 4-1. He can't afford to pay 1 to give it haste, which would be very, very helpful. See, basically, red has a lot of things that are just like suicide divers. Not hacks, it just doubled every turn until it was OP. This is one of the best cards in the deck to give it double strike. So basically what I want to do is I want to get this guy out. Make sure it's using the right land, obviously, and it is. Then I'll get this guy out. I'll play another land, and then a land this turn, and then next turn I get this guy out, who's really, really, really important for the deck, and then I get this guy out the turn after, who's also really, well, not really important for the deck, but also another very solid card for the deck. Like, these two right now can't be killed by anything they have, because it has first strike. If I was to block this 4-1, I would deal damage first, it would die, so it wouldn't hit me. Right now, they will not attack this turn, or everything they have will die, and we will lose nothing out of it. Not everything they have will die, but too much will die. See, if they can't afford to attack, they're not attacking. I'm wrong. He's attacking. He's a 1-1. I'm gonna... Okay, well, I always want to risk this. Ooh. I'm actually gonna take the 1 damage, because they have... You were wrong. What? Basically, if I was to block there, I would just kill it. It would deal no damage to my guy, and then it would deal 1 damage. But I don't trust, like, that he has so much land left and 3 cards in his hand, because he could have played something that would have buffed his guy, or, like, killed my guy or anything. So he just used this guy. He devoured 1 guy. Now it has flying and trample, because it devoured. I'll explain trample in a second. And basically, he only sacrificed his Tuckatung Talid, or Thalid, and he gets a token back because it died. So that's really, really good. I'm going to want to get this guy out the turn after, but right now I want this guy out. So I'm going to play him. Ooh, I'm not going to have enough land to play this guy unless I draw 1. But that's okay. This is all I really need, and then like these 2 would help a lot because they would buff my guys. But I don't need to. I can attack, and I don't lose anything. So I'm going to attack. Or even just with 1 guy. Essentially, he'll have to like double block to kill my things. Trample means that, like, let's say I was to attack, I was to block with my 2-2. Or no, let's say this guy was 2, because there's too many things going on with these guys as well. See, double strike will kill his guy. My guy will die as well. That's okay. Basically, if he was to attack, and this guy was to block, any damage left over, like that had 3, it would deal 2 to him, and then any damage left over, which would only be 1, would still go through. So trample basically means that you're going to keep going through their blocking and not ignore it, but kill their guy and keep going, which is what normally happens on green decks. They have a lot of trample because they have a lot of big creatures. Just like red has a lot of haste, green has a lot of trample. White has a lot of lifelink and like sometimes first strike and stuff like that. Black has a lot of death touch and whatnot. Blue has a lot of, I guess for the most part, can't be blocked is something they have a lot of, but I don't know if I consider that the main thing. So I can afford to play either this guy or one of each of these, which I'm going to play one of each of these. Oh, he's busy doing his own thing. Okay, he just made the guy discard a card because this guy can make it so pay 4, which is like a lot, and make it so they have to cast an instant or sorcery. Activate this only when anytime you can play an instant or sorcery, so you can't actually play it on their turn because it's on an instant. But you can make it so you can draw a card or they can get rid of a card. I don't really like this because it costs 4 land, so that's a lot. Basically, this means it costs 2 still, but you can pay only these 2 colors because he's a half and half color creature. He counts as both of those 2 colors. I'm going to play both of those. That's more important than playing just this guy because he doesn't give defenses. So essentially, I gave them +1/+2 instead of this guy giving just 2/0 that turn. So now they're all really tanky. They still have first strike because I didn't risk this guy dying. They still have double strike because I didn't risk that guy dying. There's another one that gives them haste. Like, you can get a lot of stuff that's really important. But I don't want to attack with either of these two because these two are the two, like, I'm only going to attack with these two if they're very safe and I'm attacking with everything. But I'm not doing that because these two have Summoner Sickness and there's one that gives haste that I don't have right now, so I'm not going to do that. He blocked with this 1/1 on this guy's 2/2. That would only put him down to 1, but then since he died, he could deal 1 damage to a creature or player, so it killed the guy with the secondary damage, which wasn't really that worth it. Like, I would have saved it for, like, even this guy if he ever attacked. If not, then I don't know. I guess that was okay, but I don't know. That has Devour 1. This time it should Devour because this is just a token and it's not devouring. Okay, well, it's fine by me. I don't mind. You don't want to devour, don't devour. But we're down to 23 life, and they're at 30. Whoops, and they're at 31. But I think we have the advantage until this happens because I don't know what they're gonna kill. They're killing this guy. That's not a big deal. Yeah, that's not a big deal. I can deal 2 damage. What is he doing? Oh, that's going on top of their library, so that's really good. That stalled them a lot because that still has Summoner Sickness now. Now I could play this only and only costs 1, deals 2 damage to a creature or player, or I could just play this guy and probably wreck everything. So I'm gonna, well, not even everything, but I'm gonna play this guy. Now these all are glitched and say they only have. I've noticed that there's a glitch where it says they only have double strike, because this guy but this guy because of this guy, but this guy gives them first strike as well, and it's not showing that, but they do. I'm gonna attack with these. I'll attack with all 3. This guy has Summoner Sickness. I can't attack with him, or I would. I don't think there's anything they can do, because if they were to block, they would die. Like, he's gonna die for free. Well, not really for free. He did just save 8 damage, because double strike basically does 4 damage, then 4 damage again. So that guy just did 8 damage. That guy just did 6 damage. This guy did none, because if he had trample, that would only deal. That was only a 1/1, so that would still deal 7 through, and it would deal 1 to that thing, because that's what trample does. But we don't have trample, so he just saved himself 8 damage for sacrificing his 1/1 creature, which was worth it for him. This guy's land screwed though, because this is the white, black, green deck, or white, red, green deck. That is the black, red, green deck. So this has no black land yet and only 1 red land. He's completely land screwed. Like, he only has 1 card in his hand, and it's the worm that the guy put on top of his hand and on top of his deck. But he still does not have the. See, that's all he has because the guy put it on top of his deck. So when he drew, that's what he drew instead of actually getting another card. So he has nothing right now. Really sucks for him and all, but shitty. That happened to me last game. I only have 1 red land, but this is gonna let me search for 2. 2 land. I want to get, well, definitely a red one, and 2 red. 2 red works. 1 goes on the field tapped, 1 goes here. I can play it. So next turn I can make all my guys +3/+3. Hey. red and a green. I don't know how many green I had. I didn't know how many I had, so I didn't want to actually do that. I should have been paying attention, so it probably was the right choice, but I'm going to deal 2 damage to this guy because he keeps threatening to do damage. Okay, so now I'm like so strong that I can just do this, and we'll either win or next turn we'll win for sure. I think we just win though. He should be blocking this, and he should be blocking this. Oh, whoops. He should be blocking. Oh no, sorry. He should be blocking this because that's 10 damage, and yeah, and this. So there, he did that. First strike just insta-kills him, so it doesn't matter. My guys don't actually get hit at all. He used to draw cards and stuff, and then these two both did 6 damage and 8 damage. So lastly, this guy I'm going to put on the field. Everybody else gets 3/3, which is retarded. He's going to be a 6/6. Oh no, 6/6 plus 2, so 8/6 plus 1, so 8/7. And then have first strike and double strike, which is pretty much the best 2 things in the game. If you have double strike, it's good to have trample. If you have first strike, it's good to have, like, I don't know. First strike is really good on its own. I think it's the best one. But if you have trample, double strike is really good. Because, like, if they were to block my 5/4, it would do 10 damage, but it wouldn't go through anything. They could block it with one thing. What did he just do? Oh, he just buffed my guy like crazy. Whoa. Basically, it's an illusion armor, so illusions, there's an illusion deck. It's basically whenever you target the illusion with anything, it just dies. But since this is just the armor, it gives me 4/4, but if they were to target the armor, not my creature, the armor would die and not my creature, so that's really good. So there, I got another green. Oh, I did need another green, you're right, I did not realize that. So there, everything's buffed like crazy. This guy's a 10/10, first strike, double strike, or a 10/9, first strike, double strike. Like, there's nothing they can do, and I can just win right now. He'll die before any damage goes through. We dealt, like, crazy amounts of damage, while this guy, it doesn't look like he did anything at all, but he literally made it so the dragon guy could do nothing, and the other girl even. He kept screwing them both over, and I got another one of these because you unlock cards to eventually have 60, 90 different cards you can switch in and out of the decks, not counting lands. So it's good to have another one of them, and they go into my deck right away. If I was going into deck manager, you can see I already unlocked all the zombie cards and stuff because zombie OP, but, well, not really, but just one of the decks I wanted to use. Oops. So basically, these are the cards you unlock in that order. So this is the last one you get, which costs a crazy amount, but... Oh, lifelink. Lifelink's really good on double strike as well. Basically, they'll get that next, then this, then this. I already have all this in the deck, which is 69 cards. Normally you want between 40 and 60, but in this, you can only have 40 max. I mean 60 at the least, sorry. So you can't actually have the way you're supposed to. But if I was to actually make this deck and actually do what I wanted, I would, like, having the one haste... Oh, no, this isn't the haste guy. This is really strong, though. Having the one haste guy is important. I don't know how many I actually have. I have 3. I'm going to get rid of 1. I don't really want that one. That's really good. What are these? Those are really good because you want slivers. That's really good because you want to protect your double strikes and stuff like that. There is... Oh, shit. I didn't... Whoops. Also, you get these guys that trample. Yeah, they're really important. Essentially, that's how you'd play Sliver, and I'm not actually going to, like, mess with how the lands should be, or, like, the creatures should be right now, and, like, make the actual deck. I don't really care about that, but that's basically how you'd play that deck. So, I'll do, like, a green deck next time, but